that everybody should check out. If you're into studying a little deeper into the game, check out Sumer Sports, especially at draft time. And Thomas joins us this morning. Good morning, Mr. Dimitroff.
I am well. Good morning to you, John, and group. I'm excited to be up about talking about you guys, that's for sure.
It's always great. We told you when we talked at the Super Bowl about I told you I was very, very confident the Eagles were winning that game. But you were so complimentary of the team that Howie had put together. But they had the youngest defense in the NFL last year, Thomas. And then they let the three oldest guys on defense go. I mean, is there ever a time when you'd say young is too young?
I think you have to always be, thinking forward. We know that. No, I don't necessarily believe that. I have made mistakes before, however, by replacing the old a year earlier, trying to live by Bill Belichick's approach. And it stung me a couple of times. You know that in Atlanta with an offensive center situation, a couple other positions. You have to be very mindful in that mode. But I believe that Howie is so acutely focused on that. What they're going to do with Jordan Davis in the future, that will dictate interior defensive line work probably in the draft.
Oh, interesting. So speaking of the draft, the Eagles' 32nd overall pick, a lot of talk about could they move up, could they move out of the first round, or do they stay at 32? Do you think at this time, 1 week till the NFL draft, they may have an idea already of what they could be doing, or is this going to be we find out on Thursday?
No, I think they scenario build, John. That's a huge thing for any adept GM. They run through scenario after scenario. They sit down with the owner and the head coach, of course, and the coordinators, and really drill down. And they probably have 10 scenarios, I would say, and they just have to be agile on game day, and that's what some of the best do, like Howie.
Now, the one thing is that, and I know you would tell us about it, is that part of you would discuss pre-draft with us as media members, sort of like basic strategies and frameworks, and that on the board who might be stalking the pick you're at. So you already know going into a draft who might be ringing you up for a phone call. Do other general managers sort of say, hey, if we get to that point, we may be calling you?
Oh, no question about it. I would go up and down the line. I mean, again, my name was Trader Thomas.
Yes, it was.
Good or bad. I mean, not trading back a whole bunch in my career, but I was very active in testing the waters. And I didn't commit. I wasn't in any way a pain in the butt doing it, but I was very focused on making sure I got a little bit of a feel. I would present at times to certain general managers, here's what I would be thinking, let me know. They might say absolutely not, or, hey, that sounds like it's reasonable. Stay in touch. Talk to me on game day. Or not only on draft day, talk to me as we're leading up and gauge our interest as we move forward.
How would you handle your Howie Roseman, Thomas? You're going to play the Howie Roseman cap here. Tight end and defensive tackle, two positions of need for the Eagles. Tight end is a historic position here in Philadelphia, and defensive tackle is a part of this franchise's MO, right? Like, they love building through the trenches. So let's say pick 32, you have a tight end and you have a defensive tackle, equal player. You have them equal on your board. Which way would you go? Because one would be an immediate starter, whereas the other guy would probably come in as a rotational piece.
Yeah, this is a really interesting pick for me in my mind. I'm also, again, thinking, would you move up a little bit to get some of the more upper-rated, DTs, because we know how important it is. We know how important that position is. Howie's been outspoken, and it's not just Howie. People have talked about the D-line, interior D-line position, expensive in free agency, continue to be young, to your earlier comments, is something that continues to weigh on my mind. You can get a tight end out there, and this is a good tight end class that you can go in the second day for sure, third day at times. I would focus on that interior D lineman and think about that second round, second day tight end.
To you, the fascination with the University of Georgia is strong. And obviously Howie's really cashed in with it, and it's worked. And I had a good source out of the Georgia football program tell me before free agency began, I hear you're getting another dog this week, and that we'd be getting another one before training camp. So we got it in Azeez Ojulari, 2 days after I was told that. Now I'm wondering if Malachi Starks at safety's one, but how much do you value, Thomas, and do you think NFL teams value maybe trading up and sort of maybe overpaying for a safety? Is that too an inappropriate term?
Yeah, I have some strong feelings about safeties. There's some great ones out there, and I love what we did with Keanu Neal, but at times you have to really press your defensive coach. And by the way, think about this, John. Every year you go across your board, position to position, and you have your head coach and your coordinators rate the importance. And when you come away saying, I'm going to rate the importance of that safety being third or fourth, and you're trying to talk about moving up and taking high and giving away, picks and draft booty, you have to call out your coaches on that. And he does not have a problem calling out his coaches. I like safeties. I think you can move. Starks, yes, heck of a player. There's also other guys out there like Mikhail Williams who are legitimate Georgia players as well.
What about Sumer Sports for the fan, for the people listening to our show here in Philadelphia who are sort of draft obsessed? What can they get at the site, and what can they learn? And then all season long, what can they get from it?
Yeah, look, Sumer Sports right now, we created a really bomber draft guide, we think. Great graphics.
It's great.
Really, yeah, thank you. Really cool data in there. Now, remember, if anyone's being critical about it, and we have to be, we have not included all of our subjective reports because it is still a free publication. But go there, man. I think it's just a really good overview of what's going out there. And then during the season, very quickly on Sumer, we're always updating. We're updating through games. We have analysis and content that I think is second to none with some really, really smart, what I call, again, air quote, propeller heads, and I love them. They're great. They have a great understanding of, intelligence in football. I think it's a really cool, third-party opinion.
With your GM tree that came off the Thomas Dimitroff tree and everything, I still am fascinated that some NFL team has not just said, here are the keys, run it. I mean, are you having this much fun with Sumer Sports that we're not going to see you run a team again?
Well, look, Sumer, I really value them, and I like where we're going because there's so much you can continue to learn and grow. It's an evolving game, and if you're not on that carousel, I think you're lost. Now, of course, I wake up every day, John, dreaming about building a championship team to finish something that I didn't before. It is gnawing every day. I love the idea of building a football team. And there are opportunities out there for people. They have to be the right opportunities, obviously, and they have to be looking for a legitimate, experienced guy. And again, given the keys, that's not as easy. You might have the background to do that very quickly, but there are a lot of owners that aren't looking for that in their GM. They might be looking for that more as a head coach.
Thomas, always a pleasure. Good to catch up with you, and we'll look forward to talking maybe after the draft and seeing how it all shakes out.
Anytime. Thank you. Anytime. Always good, John.
Thank you, buddy. Thomas Dimitroff, I can't believe he's not a general manager. Like, I really can't. Thank you so much for checking out our content on the 97.5 The Fanatic YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, you can always be checking the playlist. There may be something you missed from one of our shows during the day that you want to go back and check out. So every time you like a video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and you'll have that great content coming to you every single day. You're greatly appreciated.